We are live.
We are live.
What's up, guys? As you all know, me and Rob started the BackWoods Ballers show. So, welcome, guys.
Welcome to the BackWoods Ballers Show.
I just like the name of it.
Right.
Hillbilly as it gets. Madman, welcome.
What's up, Ian? How's it going, brother?
He's doing pretty good over here, ain't he, man? Like, I've been keeping an eye on him. Frank the Tank, welcome. Corey, welcome.
What's up, guys?
Oh, hey, ain't he the one that won the giveaway?
He is.
Okay. Knew I was. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he texted me too on Instagram. Rad's welcome. Mr. J, welcome. Headhunter Exotics. I like that name.
Headhunter Exotics. Pretty
Gypsy
cool name.
Girl.
Hey, what's up, Emmy?
Man, my brain's like, my memory's really short, partner. 37 years old and I got a notepad.
Okay. I had to go back and forth with the comments. So if I
Yes.
missed somebody saying something, I'm sorry.
I'll try to keep
What's
on
up,
the
Mr.
comments.
J?
Well, guys, me and Rob figure we're going to start in. And just second show, just go ahead, or third show, whatever you want to count this one. Start on topics. So let me see if I can remember this. Basic setups and keeping for beginners.
There you go.
Ooh, Angel, I like that. I like that name change, man. I like that. Sorry, my ESPN McGuire, Poirier and McGuire tonight. McGregor, my bad.
Oh, yeah. McGregor, he's a little hothead, ain't he?
Yeah, man, like serious, but dude,
He back it
that's my
up.
that's my sport. Like me and you've talked this, you know me, man. Like I don't watch football. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch basketball. I watch MMA. That's my thing. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather
Watch
spend
it all.
80 I'd rather spend $80 on a 20-minute fight than go watch two baseball games or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now don't get me wrong, I have been to the Cincinnati Bengals game and Cincinnati Reds.
I think everybody in Ohio and the Kentucky area has
They've
all been to a Reds game at one point in their life.
it's a must, ain't it? Like you're not a
Yep,
true Ohio Kentucky person if you ain't been to a Bengals and Reds game. You know what I mean?
yep. Kentucky only they have no major league team to root for, so it's always been the Reds,
Yeah,
even though they suck. But
yeah. That's like my buddy Ryan, man, my homie here. He's a diehard Bengals fan, man. Like he'll be cheering for Cleveland Browns when they ain't playing Bengals, but as soon as they start playing Bengals, he's like, Browns suck. I'm like, dude, you were just
you
rooting
know,
for him last week. But he loves them Bengals, man. He don't miss a. That's his cup of tea. You know what I mean? Watching his football.
yep.
Hill Jack, welcome, brother. We gotta get
Pretty
Hill
much
Jack
like
in here.
anything that has competition. I'm a very competitive person, so
Yeah,
football, basketball, baseball, anything but soccer. I don't do soccer.
I can't either. Hockey's all right. It's a pretty brutal sport.
It's uphill jack. Well, he's a backwoods boy too.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Phil Jack.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos where they go mudding and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
Is somebody else
There's
on live tonight? I think somebody else is on
anybody
live.
else?
For some reason, just I don't even know what putt putt is where it's at. I played putt putt quite a few times in my life.
Putt tournaments.
Yeah. I tell you a sport that I liked, but like they might not. I liked bowling, man. Like seriously, I enjoyed it.
Pool.
Yeah, pool. Yes,
A good 9 ball game.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
yeah,
my
you got.
brother,
Okay, that's what
he
I figured. There's a couple going on. Sorry about that, Rob.
no, you're good.
Frank,
So
thank you, brother, for stopping in and supporting. Smash that thumbs up for us on the way out or down, either way.
say there's a few people alive tonight.
Yeah, I think we got Moto Madness is on right now. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, I think D goes live on Saturdays.
Dylan.
Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
yeah. See, what times he go on Saturdays?
No, I'm not sure.
It's hard to work around everybody. It really is, man. There's so many of us.
True. You just gotta go live, and if somebody
Yeah,
pops
yeah.
in, it is what it is.
Well, oh, now I
It's
see why
all a
Frank's
piece.
got to go. Heather's here. Nah, Frank. Seriously, brother. Thank you for supporting us. All right, guys. Figured we'd wait a few, give people a little bit of time to get in if they're coming. See, that's what I was figuring. It being a weekend too, there's gonna be a bunch of people on.
Why? Yeah. It's
Usually, what
amazing when
happens
people
is,
have time to go live. You know.
and that's the thing. Like it's real hard to get it, man. That's like, man, I've been having to like put a bunch of work in first thing in the morning when I get up and stuff like that, just to be able to, what I mean, to keep up, do lives, still take care of the baby girl and stuff.
Right.
And she's
I just
teething
feel like
pretty bad. It's never ending
kind of
loop.
kind of glad I don't have one that young anymore.
Honestly,
Don't get me
man,
wrong. It's years of having a kid, I believe. But at the
it's
same
rough.
time,
Don't get
man,
me
it's so
wrong.
tired.
That's what it's exhausting. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. You have to watch every little thing they do. I love being able to say, "Girls, I'll be right back."
man, like our 10-year old, like I know he's only 10, but he's got two 80-pound pit bulls, like to run up to his grandma's, which is, just like quarter mile, half mile down the road or something like that. I'd leave him here for a minute. You know how us hillbillies do it. And,
When I
man,
was 10 years old, I'd go ride my bike 5, 10 miles away from the house.
yeah, but see, and this is the thing. That was it. When we grew up, man, you could do things like that. Like, you
Right.
can't even walk and check your mail anymore and leave, a preteen in the house by itself. And
Yep.
heck, Rob, my boy, they're going to second guess snatching him up. They might
Yeah.
be scared he'd throw him over his shoulder.
Right. That's so funny. Times have changed, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that
Speaking
was
of
right.
times
Man.
changing,
Go ahead.
also the basic setups for ball
Yes,
pythons have changed. And I think that's what we're going to talk about tonight, right?
yes, basic setups and keeping for beginners.
Yep.
And guys, feel free in the comments. Put your 2 cents in, please. It's always greatly opinions are greatly welcome. Puff puff pad. That's the life right there, Hill Jack. That was one question I was going to ask is what people consider a basic setup. You know what I mean? Like, as in basic, do they mean bare minimums or, you know what I mean? Just
Well, I mean, it depends on what level of keeping you're at.
exactly. Now,
You
see,
know what
that
I'm
would
saying?
be exactly, that was one of my points. Like, do you have one snake or do you have like us,
I mean,
120 snakes? You know what I mean?
if you're looking at this, it's not feasible to keep hides and decorations in all those tubs.
No.
Like for Richmond, I mean, for one, they're black enclosures the way they like it to me,
Yeah,
and
I agree with that. They like the darker, you know what I mean? They eat
I can't be
better.
cleaning, you know, 75 hides every week,
No.
and honestly, they don't need them. But it's a big controversy in this hobby: is are these the way to go, or do you need enclosures that have plants and branches? And to me, I don't think so. But
I've
people like that.
like I talked to you, I do my snakes on a personal basis, like, you know what I mean, to that snake. Like if I can't get this snake to eat as good without a hide, you know what I mean? Or need it,
Then I'll
you know
get
what I
a
mean?
hide.
Exactly. I mean,
Right.
I'm not saying like I probably only use out of this 70, 80 snakes I got, Rob, I probably only use like 8 hides. You know what I mean?
Yep. I
And the
know exactly
reason
what you mean.
And the reason why I use the hides is there's just a few of them like that little extra security for some reason.
Right. For instance, if I go from over here, I have, let's see here, I can show you. If I go from an 11 quart with
Mm-hmm.
no hide, and then I come over here and I go to one of the 5540s, this girl here, she's got two hides. And as you can see, she partially uses them. So it's a pretty snake.
You just gotta,
It's just,
it's just like the main thing is, in
what
setups like that is
they'll tell you.
operating. You know what I mean?
They'll tell you.
That's like when somebody first gets an animal from me and they ask me about a setup. And like I tell them, they're like, oh, well, I want to get a glass tank. And I'm like, I'm not saying you can't. But, I also give them the option, you can get the Sterilite. I call them the deep dish Sterilites. You know what I mean? And still make a nice enclosure out of
Yep.
that. And in my opinion, I think it's a little better.
Yep.
I mean, that glass, it's hard to keep warm. You know what I mean? Like it was for me
Well, I
anyway.
mean, this is what I tell people when they ask me, what type of enclosure should I get? I want to be able to see it, but I want to make sure it's good for the animal. I always tell them with glass, if you take the back of your hand and you put it against that glass, it's cold.
It's too cold.
Well, it is to them too, the snake.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell them. And if you heat glass up, what happens? It gets hot, and it'll be real hot.
They'd stay
And
for a minute. You know what I mean? Like it holds it
right,
for a second.
I had
I
a
and another thing I've noticed with plastic in about depending on like if you're using the VE totes like we do, or the Freedom Breeder totes, or your Sterilite totes, depending on what's up, Chris. Depending on the thickness of your plastic, determines about how long a temp should. You know what I mean? Once it heats up, and what I do when I check my temps, I wait about 15 minutes for that temp to rise up again because that's about how long it takes my plastic to. You know what I mean? So I use that as a good rule of
what's up,
thumb.
Chris? You there, brother?
I hope everything's going good, Chris, man. I'll keep you all in the
Yeah.
prayers. And
What's
like,
he in the hospital for?
I believe his daughter.
Oh, his daughter's in the hospital.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. We got 7 people in the house tonight. Thank all 7 of you.
Just hope it's not serious. We'll be
Yeah,
praying for him.
exactly. Yes, exactly. And for the best outcome possible, also.
Right.
She all right? And this kid, dude, she had carrots on the back of her head, on her inner eyeball earlier. She's getting
She
it from
like them
mouth
carrots.
up barrel. I'm telling. I told you how much she likes them things. It's crazy. I ain't gonna fall asleep. Okay, let me ask you another question, Rob.
Okay.
Belly to back or over top heat?
Most definitely belly heat.
I agree.
I've seen people do back heat with hatchlings. It just,
I tell
I
you
don't
what,
like it personally.
I tried that. I built a little hatchling rack with the back heat strip, and I tell you what, excuse my language, but it sucked.
Yep.
Like,
I don't like it. For one, they need that belly heat to really help their digestion.
hmm that is key.
I mean, the back heat really does it goes more ambient. It does more ambient temperatures inside the tub.
Exactly.
But personally, I feel they need a hot spot.
Me too.
Yep.
Manson, go on, boy. Go lay down.
And that's where those VE6 racks come in good. They got the belly heat, and from about 6 inches on back, that's their hot spot. And then here's their tub like this.
Oh, wow. Sorry to
This
you read
much
that.
of it.
He
Oh,
said
I
Hill
just
Jackman, Arkansas daughter got admitted for having pregnancy problems at 20 weeks along. She has
ooh,
hemorrhage. Man, hope the best. Chris, tell her we'll be praying for her and the baby. That's very
yes,
scary.
sir, brother. If you need to talk, man, holler at
Yeah,
me.
you got my number too, brother. Anytime, day or night. Man,
Yeah,
that's
definitely. Y'all take a minute tonight and say a prayer for that family. Chris is
yes, please.
he's
Oh
like a
man.
brother to us.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's scary, man. The Tosh just to tell him I'm sorry to hear that. That's very scary. Yeah, man, that's not no.
I've been through that with my wife, and let me tell you, it's not nothing that I would wish upon my worst enemy.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, that does suck, airhead hunters. And Hilljack, anytime you want to come on with us, brother, you're more than welcome.
Yes, sir.
I like that little short you put out of that Cobra eating too. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah,
See, I wish Kentucky laws allowed us to have a Cobra,
mhm.
but unfortunately, we're not allowed.
Thank you,
Even if I
Chris.
was, I don't know if my wife would let me. So,
All right, another thing, like, good night there, you, Chris, man. Take care, brother. All right, like another thing, like basic setups, like, all right, what's a basic setup for you, Rob? Like,
basic setup for me. All right, I'm gonna break this down in hatchling, uh, juvenile, and adults. As a hatchling, I will set up uh, just a baby straight from the egg. I will offer minimum bedding. Sometimes I even go paper towel, just so I can monitor bowel movements, sheds. It's just easier that way.
Yeah.
They get a water bowl and more than likely a hide. Juveniles, that's when if they need it, you know, they get a bigger water bowl. Of course, just I go coconut on everything now, and I've had success with that. Um, just bedding in a water bowl, and depending on the actual type of tub that I got them in, if it's a clear tub, the juveniles I'll probably offer a hide. None of my adult breeders have hides, which
Money.
is by then they know me, they trust me. I guess if a snake could trust you, I guess
I understand what you
I
mean by
feel
trust.
that way.
Like honestly, I agree with the trust thing. Like I got one I call Sketch, and the reason why I call this snake Sketch is because it's skeptical. If I take that hide, even though he's an adult, I take his hide. It's like he won't eat as good. Not saying he won't eat.
Right,
He might eat 2 to 3 meals to where a month to where if I leave that hide in there, I can guarantee you 3 to 4 now. You know what I mean? And
right,
for the little extra work, it's worth it to me. You know what I mean? To get that extra meal to 2 meals a month in it.
right.
And I agree. And like you said, you got to go appropriate water dish per the animal. You know what I mean? Like
Yep,
I agree on the cocoa. 100%. That's all I use. I quit using that even on. Well, I will use it on my quarantine, of course. You know what I mean? But that's about it.
yep. Yeah, I used to be all about paper towels, and I still actually have some paper that it's like a
CMC.
wood pulp paper from CMC,
Yeah.
and that stuff is amazing.
What's up, you boy?
But I've even thought about getting a hold of him again and getting him to cut some 11 and 8 quart tubs for me. But I don't know. I kind of like the cocoa. It's much easier because
Now,
with the
with my
paper you're cleaning every day something. You're
yeah,
cleaning something every day. Don't get me wrong. I spot clean, and what I do is
yeah.
if the animal sheds, I go ahead and change the bedding and everything, no matter what. That way, I do an annual. You know, about every 2 months, I'll just clean everything regardless. Change out fresh bedding, everything. And in between that, when they shed, I'll give them new bedding. So that averages out about once a month. They get fresh bedding. So,
But what I do once a month myself.
I mean, stuff adds up. Trust me.
Oh,
You can
quickly.
you can spend $100 on a bedding change real easy.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Takes me right about 8 blocks to do my whole collection.
Now, roughly, what's that run you on like snakes? How many snakes?
Uh, I'd say, let's see here, we got one, two,
Hey, babe, Annette wants to see the baby.
32,
Did I get it right for once?
right, 32,
She's got to have her daily dose of cuteness. Rob was like, "Dang you, I ain't counted in a long time, brother."
I roughly got about 85 right now, and it takes me right about that, right about 8 or 9 bucks.
Oh yeah, and you know that's
Also
getting.
depends on the chip I use too.
And I was
If I
getting
use
ready.
straight cocoa blocks from Freedom Breeder, then I'm using probably a 10 or 11 bucks because it's bigger and it's I don't know, some of their blocks are you don't get as much out of the actual block than you do some of the others.
Say hello, everyone.
Hey,
Do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do.
she's
She got that binky, don't
dancing
she?
to the ESPN theme
Yeah,
music.
that's it. See, that's what my daddy's app sounds like before he puts fighting on. Here you go, one. There you go. Yeah. She had to come in for it. She said, I thought that's what the show was all about. And you're you know what I mean?
Hey, what's
Like
up, Duper?
I've
Aunt
noticed the
or
difference.
Anita?
And that
Like I
that's
said, I'm going back and forth with the chat, guys. So
and you know, it's like I was getting ready to say on the different like I've used Freedom Breeder blocks, I've used Rococo, I've used that Grow It, I've used I Repti Chip, I've used that one stuff that bar check. Uh,
Reptile Prime.
yeah, I've used it too.
I don't care much for it. It's too fine.
I was like honestly when I was feeding, like if say for instance I was feeding throws and thawed and my rat was a little wet because sometimes I would leave the rat, you know, kind of wet to get extra moisture into them, you know what I mean? And it would be like I don't know, it'd be like a cocoa covered rat, you know what I mean? Like
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. I do use it, but I use it for my colubrids.
now see
My
that
corn
might be
snake, hog nose, they love it.
what do you use for
I
garter?
don't. For my garters, they're on Reptile Prime. They're actually on a mixture of Reptile Prime and Eco Earth,
I got
and
mine
they
on
do great
gas
on them.
peak the peak coca. You know me, I use
Now,
gas.
you keep your garters together?
Yes, I do.
I do too. Have you noticed any fighting over food?
No.
Mine are awful. I think I'm going to separate them.
Well, see, this is what I do because remember the one conversation where you was telling me you had that little scuffle deal or whatever long time ago when you was feeding
Yeah,
the one ate quicker than the other instead of grabbing another piece that you was offering, it grabbed the one in front of it or whatever, however it
right.
went down. So after that, what I was started doing, Rob, is I got two milk caps
Yep.
and I put two different milk caps. Like I'll get one and have it like put it in its face and have the other one get it in. You know what I mean? Kind of. I don't. It's just like I just draw their attention to that cap and get them to lock in and set it down. Basically, is all I do.
So you're
Now
cat training.
I don't know. Basically,
Uh, it's just a joke considering a lot of people will tap train their snakes with hooks.
yeah, yeah.
You're cap training.
I'm cap training.
Yeah. Target training with a
MCT,
blue
milk
racket ball.
cap training.
Right.
Now I
It's
have
so good.
noticed that my female smokes my male when it comes to eating. I mean, just like I feed
Well,
them the Siberian snow hamsters parts,
yeah.
pinky parts, tilapia, night crawlers. Somebody told me you could feed them dubii or however you say it also, but
Yeah, mine eats them. Mine love they love the pinkies, but
yes, they do.
they also love guppies. I'll take and drop guppies in their water bowl.
Now,
They
see,
go nuts for 'em.
I never even thought about that.
Well, it gives them enrichment too, because they got to. That's a live feeding. They got to hunt, and, catch that guppy.
That's what I do with the night callers.
Pretty neat looking.
Like I know they're not really like flying around you know what I mean. But like I'll take a couple
Yeah,
decent sized like red worms,
right.
drop it in there, and they crawl around. And you know what I mean, they gotta track it. Basically, is all they're doing. But like you said, it's cool to watch. It's basically, I think I'm getting more out of it than they are. Besides the meal, you know what I mean. But I'm
Yeah,
going to do the guppies in the water dish because that, you know what I mean, more naturalistic hunting for them, like you said.
yep. I've seen people will have a live water feature in their setups for garters, and like have like a little waterfall, and they'll take and build like a little tank area where it has nothing but water,
For the
and then they'll
guppies.
put fish down in there, and well,
That's pretty
once
neat.
they get big enough, they can eat the feeder fish, the ten
Exactly.
cent goldfish or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not necessarily sure if goldfish is good for them or not. I'll have to look that up. But
I don't, I don't see why they.
well, there's something in goldfish like I don't know if it's mercury or something
It might very well be
that
murder.
to some reptiles it's harmful.
I tell you what, I was thinking like
Remember
in
Emily over at Snake Discovery?
little
She
minnow stuff. Yeah, Snake
yeah,
Discovery. They all about them. They know about them garters and stuff, don't they, man?
yeah, yep.
It's a good little
Well,
channel.
she also done there's some lake up there in Minnesota where she lives, and it's been overrun by uh, goldfish where people had dumped them. Like you see these schools of goldfish, and she was going and catching these goldfish and bringing them back and feeding them to her alligator, and it ended up making him sick.
Oh wow.
There was something in the goldfish, like I want to say it was either mercury or like iodine or something that I don't know. I'm
Uh
not
huh.
exactly sure.
Okay.
Maybe iron,
It,
one of those metal minerals that's in your body. You know what I'm saying?
it's got to be toxic on a snake. Then. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, man, like I got a pack of tilapia about this wide and about this deep with like 6 to 8 fillets in it. I think I only gave like $6 for it, man. It's crazy. Goldfish contain a lot more fat than nutrients. Gypsy Girl says. Hey KY, that
yeah,
Bongo Orange Dream you were talking about looked pretty dope. I had a good idea on other jeans to lay on it. Sweet Snake. Had hunters exotics.
yep. Oh man,
Yeah,
Troy has one of the best looking bongos I've seen.
dude, he showed me that
The
snake.
bongo, do what?
The Bongo OD, I want to say pinstripe maybe or something like that.
Um,
Or
I don't
maybe I'm
think it had
thinking,
pinstripe.
maybe it wasn't. Yeah, I knew it had Bongo Orange Dream for sure. Then he showed me another
Yeah,
one. Maybe it was the banana cinnamon calico.
Inchy, the campfire.
Yes, yes, that was,
Yeah,
dude. That thing is the campfire. Yes, that thing is
thing's
smoke,
lit.
bro.
Shoot, yeah.
Like you really want to take that cinnamon
Yeah.
banana and start going right that direction, don't it?
Right. Heck yeah.
You got anything else you want to say about basic setups? As far as like,
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty basic. You know what I'm
you know what
saying?
I mean? So basic setup and a recap real quick would be an appropriate size tank form or enclosure of your choice. Belly
Yeah.
heat. We all agree belly heat. And a proper bedding being whether that's paper, cocoa, aspen, carpet, whatever. You know what I mean? All right.
As long as it
Belly.
ain't pine
Exactly. That's what I was getting. I was
or cedar.
exactly. Thermostat for sure on your heat on your tape or mat, whatever you
Yep.
use. Always use the thermostat
Most definitely.
and
I had a
appropriate water dish.
going back to the thermostat. I had a customer come up to me and they bought a snake and they get back home and they tried to feed it the next day for one, which I told them not to, but they did
Aqua
anyway.
balls, welcome
Why it
to
wouldn't
the
eat? Okay, first off, let's talk setup. I said, for one, it's probably too early for it to eat, but I said, what's your setup like? Oh, I got it in a 10-gallon tank with a ceramic heat emitter.
I ain't
I
done it
said,
no
all
good.
right. I said, what temp is it set at? Oh, it's set at 98, but it's not 98. I said, well, what is it? They said, well, we had to set it up a little bit higher. That way, it would be the right temperature when it got down there. And it just didn't sound right to me. I was like, well, how are you regulating it? What do you mean? I'm like,
Uh-oh.
how do you know how do you know what it's set to? And, just come find out he had a heat light on it, not even a ceramic heat emitter, just a straight heat bulb. And I'm like, dude, that is not good. I said, you got
No.
to have some type of regulation on whether you're using a heat bulb on a dimmer or something.
Oh,
And then you got to have a thermit or, a temp gun to monitor that. I said, your best, honestly, to get the warmest spot in your house, find a place to put that snake where it's going to be ambient warm
at least 80
for a few
degrees.
days
Yeah.
and order you a heat mat with a thermostat. And that's what he done. As soon as he done that, 2 days later he ate.
Oh, exactly. And
But you
that's
gotta
something
be on
else
top
that
of your
I
reservoir.
there's a piece of equipment that I really think a lot of people undervalue. Yes, it's cheap, you know what I mean, but it is literally worth its weight in gold to a snake keeper, in my opinion. A temp gun, man, like you said, a
Yes.
temp gun. I think that should be part of a basic setup.
I have three of them.
That I swear I had three myself. I
That,
got two in the
the
garage and
reason
one in
for
the
that
house.
is not every tip gun works
They don't
accurately.
exactly, and that's like
I
I
got
got.
a tip gun that costs $65, and I got one that probably costs $16.
Yeah,
And the one and they work just as good. They're just a few degrees off. So
yeah. And that's another thing when I was going to, what I mean, if you have a couple, several different temp guns, temp the same spot, you know what I mean, with all your guns. That way, okay, I know this one's a couple degrees off. That way, I won't freak out when I go to check temps, you know what I mean? Because if you're running like an 88 degree or something, then you got a 3 degree difference, you're going to bump that up. Now you're looking at a higher side of a 90, you know what I mean? The low side of 90s.
right. I actually, I, I'll be honest with you. Ever since I switched to my ARS racks, I had a few problems when I first set it up. Getting it regulating and getting it right where I wanted it to be. I had some tubs that were 93, 94, some tubs that were 86. And I
Yeah,
said, man, this is just driving me nuts. But it mellowed itself out. The longer it ran, the better it got. It would even up. And I made sure my probes were taped down correctly. I don't use that metal heat tape. I actually got some of the tape from my VE racks. That gray tape they send when you order those racks.
um,
I
I
love
don't
that
like it.
stuff. I
I
would
tell you
I
that.
tried to buy a roll of it.
Oh, you're talking about that like rubbery. Yeah, that stuff's
Yes,
bad. Yes, I like that. That's good tape.
yes.
I tell you what, I mean, and you're the one told me I wasn't thinking about it, and I use it for everything, like Gorilla Tape.
Gorilla tape is good
But
too.
I went and bought. It looks like just maybe a hair wider than black tape roll. You know what I mean? And dude, it works amazing for my pros.
Yeah. But
So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't made an adjustment to my thermostats since about July,
that's good.
and I temp every day.
I mean, I do too. Also, I mean, I think that's an important thing though. Like because you know, what I mean, I've noticed where I keep my snakes at. Like in the morning, there's a variation of room temps until my heaters kick in and I mean, balance things out. But
Right.
like I've noticed things like that myself. You know what I mean? Like I'll go out in the morning, like my totes might be a degree or two off of what they normally are, but by lunchtime they leveled out. And you know what I mean? And what it is that degree or two different change overnight to morning. It affects, what I mean? But I think with that being like that, I'll have that fixed. I just got to get it done. You know what I mean? That ain't no issue.
Yeah, it's an all learning process. Just figuring out what works,
And
what
that's
what you need to do.
and that's like I always. I mean, me and you talk about it a lot. Your area, the location you're.
Yeah, most definitely. Location definitely plays a role.
Yeah, like we get real harsh summers and winters. Like I mean, we get super cold
Yep.
winters and super hot summers.
Yep. And in between time, there really ain't nothing. You may have a few weeks of
Like
really nice temps. It goes
yeah,
from wintertime to summertime quick,
like
and
within
vice
weeks.
versa.
Exactly. All right,
Like,
so basic keeping for beginners. That's pretty much basic setups too. You know what I mean? We covered a lot there. But like one thing when I tell somebody that's first or man, like I say it a lot. I sound like a broken record with it. Get to know your animal, man. Like honestly, that will make the difference on you.
yep. Doesn't
You
matter
know
how
what I mean?
many you keep, you got to know your animals for
Exactly.
sure.
Like
Like I can tell you every one of my snakes. I can tell you, do I need to use a hook to open that tub, or am I okay?
yeah,
I
exactly.
guarantee you, I got a hypo lesser chocolate female over there that if I don't use a hook, I'd get tagged every time.
It's just
Every
her
time.
or him,
She's just
whatever.
a
Yeah.
she's just a bee. Let me tell
Hey
you.
Hunter, you're a nut. I just read his comment, sorry.
Yeah, I seen that. Hey, I'll be right back. Give me just a second.
Uh, like yes, I've got 7 pairings going right now. Looking pretty good, man.
What are you pairing up?
Honestly, man, I'm all over the board this year. Like I'm
See, it's the
just
one thing I like about these. headsets and I walk to the kitchen, I still hear you,
Heck yeah.
and vice versa.
And, it's
Hearing
like,
those tomorrow.
like I tell people, keep basic keeping, what I mean? It's like getting your temps on point, keeping them on point, knowing what temps you need. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Proper cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got their own way to clean. Like as long as you're cleaning, it doesn't matter if you use vinegar, Lysol. You know what I mean? F10, chlorhexidine. I mean, I could just keep
Those are
going with
the two
this.
things I use. I used to use straight chlorhexidine, no matter what. But then I got into buying F10,
Hmm.
and I love the F10. That's my go-to.
I use three different things actually. Well,
But
actually four if you count my baby
if I
wipes.
don't use F10, I use chlorhexidine.
I use F10, Lysol, and cleaning vinegar.
I do use vinegar on my glass. Yeah, like the front of his enclosure back here, and my
Hmm.
monitor's glass, and my bearded dragon's glass.
Then like humidity, you know what I mean? That's another thing. You know what I mean? Then you got a feeding schedule. You know what I mean? Proper food, when to up them, when not to, when you know what I mean. Learn when to back off food.
So
Honest,
how do you schedule your feeding?
with
I mean, do
hatchlings,
you with hatchlings and adults?
I do differently.
I know it. I know. I'm just asking for the audience here. I know what you do. You probably do exactly like I do.
Well, with
It
my
all depends
hatchlings,
on time of year and
exactly. You know what I mean?
hatchlings every 5 days.
No, you know what I mean. And like, as long as, okay, for instance, I'm a stickler when hatchlings come out, 5 day, 5 day, 5 day, until I know that that's an established eater. You know what I mean? And they're growing
Yep.
nicely. Then I move them to the 7. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right. Then I'll do anywhere on like my females and my males that I'm breeding anywhere from 7 to 10 days. You know what I mean? But I'll also, when it comes close to breeding time, I beef my females up. I'll feed
Yep.
for like maybe a month, month and a half before I know I'm gonna start pairing that female. I'll start slamming rats to her every 5 days. You know what I mean? But I don't get it twisted. I don't feed her this gigantic rat every 5 days or nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feed just slightly smaller than what I would consider appropriate meal for it.
Yeah. I'll throw them two mediums a week versus the one large rat.
Exactly.
The large rats are from whenever, probably their second or third meal after they laid a clutch. That's when
That's
I'll give them
when,
their big meal, get that weight back on them.
and honestly, I'll do, instead of doing like the two mediums every 5, I'll throw the large, you know what I mean? Like you said, and I'll do it like every 6 days or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Every 6 to 7 days to put that weight back on them.
Yep. Once you get
Then,
that weight back on them, they're good to go. I mean, but
once I get them within, a few Grammys, give or take some, it can't be dead nuts even, but, once I
right.
feel like she's back to that where before I started beefing her and stuff, you know what I mean? Average body weight, as I consider, and like a
You
lot of
want to
people,
see a beefed up ball python that's been primed for breeding? Show you this girl here. She's thick.
She's thicky. Hand paid, welcome.
She's
Buford.
she's a stickler too. She hates my guts. But yeah, she's a big girl. Then I got another big girl up here too, who's in shed.
You can tell why. She got that look.
That's my very first snake right there. It's the oldest snake in this room.
Nice.
Yeah, she's about 11 years old.
And another thing with basic setup is water change.
Yep,
Like guys, I
gotta keep
know
fresh water.
it's like simple basic things, man, but it's like it makes a difference honestly. Spot cleaning, for instance.
About every other day, I'll go through and I'll do one rack. Do a water change and spot clean.
Yep.
The next day, water change and spot clean.
And I tell you
Do my
what,
baby rack, water change and spot clean.
I
Think
he just showed you his oldest snake. What was that? A normal or
it's
double
just a
header?
normal.
That's what I thought. Beautiful snake, though.
Yeah,
Man, there's something about a good normal,
man.
man.
She drops gorgeous babies, and they're all well
Yeah.
tempered, just like she is. Yeah, they all have good personalities. That's where all my banana cinnamons come from. Is her.
She throws some nice babies, man. She really does.
No,
Anything you got to say about basic set, basic care for
I
I mean,
think we
keeping
about
for.
covered it.
And guys, like, and you got to think the way I fed them females too is like, in my males is like I'm getting them ready for the season to breed too. So take that in consideration. Like, if you're just permission pythons welcome. Like if you're just keeping for the simple fact of being a hobbyist and love the animals. Now that's a whole different feeding program in my eyes. You know what I mean?
Even with
I,
hatchlings, if you're
it,
raising one up
that's totally different too.
every 7 days, you're
That's
totally
key.
fine feeding once a week.
Exactly.
It's all about consistency.
Then okay, also that's another thing that maybe we should have said in the you know setups, basic setups. That that determines whether you're a what I mean? Like someone that wants to keep one or two snakes, or someone that wants to keep, you have the room, five or six snakes, and you can do vernariums or whatever. And then,
I think
like,
we all pretty much start out the same.
yeah,
We
and
get that one snake, and then
that starts
turns
out
out we end up
addicting.
getting another snake. We all have 4 tanks, and you get tired of working with the tanks, and it's a lot of work.
It really
So
is.
you build that wood rack, right? Because it's cheap, it's available. You've watched a few videos, you learn how to do it. I used a wood rack for years,
I
and
have to.
it worked out. They worked just fine as long as you take the proper steps, sealing the wood.
That's
Uh,
another good question there. Sorry about that, Ron. Don't mean to cut you off, but
oh, you're good.
permission python's got a humidity in room or tub or both. Now, and listeners, like I tell people, it's all in their climate. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Some people may
Like
have
for
to use
instance,
dehumidifiers. You know what I mean? Like,
dang fly.
but me,
I hate a
honestly,
fly.
I try to keep mine around my room around 40 to, like 35, 40 on the percent of humidity. Then I control the enclosure itself, the tote. But
Yep.
I also don't like when I break my gaps up. I don't use water with it at all. So that's the reason why I do it. Also,
Yeah.
like with you, Rob, do you do room tote both?
I do both. And I'll tell you what I do. Every time I do a water change, I will spill that water.
Now, see, listen. I do the same thing because look, it's pretty fresh water anyway. Because 9 times out of 10, I changed it the day before. Worst case day, 2 days in between at the most. And that's just
Yeah.
something's going on or something.
But
Um,
yeah, I use
yes, I
that
love.
little humidifier there. And I actually picked this humidifier up today. And it actually will regulate. It has let's see here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But it tells me it's 42% here right now,
I say that's a good number.
which isn't good for me. I like it around 55. And Accurate says 45. But that's the reason I picked that up. So a buddy of mine had one, and he pretty much gave it to me because that one didn't do what he wanted to. And what I'm seeing out of it so far today, man, it's gonna be awesome. It's not the type that vaporizes like my small humidifier, but it does great. But I actually have a humidity tester, and I can about guarantee you the inside of these tubs are about 60% because I actually, I do wet my cocoa down, um, and then I'll spill the water.
So you use
I'll
water when you
literally I'll
break down.
dump my water. Do what?
So you use water when you break your gaps or block or whatever you're using.
Yep, yep.
Now,
The way I
I
do is I'll cut the
honestly,
top of it off. And I'll pour a gallon and a half to 2 gallons in each block.
I use it the exact same way.
Yeah,
But I honestly, the reason why I quit doing that is I didn't like the way, like, because I spray my animals, a lot, probably too much. But the reason why I backed off the water is because we have mold issues, which mold could not only lead from too much water, but not enough ventilation also.
yeah. Fans, man.
Fans is a friend.
Fans are a lifesaver. You will have mold, but if you don't have good circulation, you're guaranteed to have it. But if you get a good airflow going in here, mold can't grow.
Since I
And
stopped,
trust me,
since I stopped using the gallon and a half of water per block, everything's worked
no mold.
perfectly. And at first I thought maybe it was just maybe the brand I was using, so I tried other brands to make sure, and they all seem to do it on
Yep, they will.
me.
No
And
matter what,
honestly,
it's all the same stuff.
you
Just a
know what I mean.
different face.
You know me, man. I'm a Gaps guy, die hard. I like the stuff. It ain't just because I sell it. I use the shit out of it. Rob can tell you, I use the hell out of it. But it's all the same. I just think some companies take an extra step that other ones don't. Then some don't even take some steps. That's just the way I see it. But
Me
honestly, when it
personally,
comes to a product, to me, the customer service means a lot too.
right?
Now, what was you
I'll
saying, Rob?
be I'll be dead honest with you. Personally, as a product, I love the big Freedom Breeder Cocoa Box. That stuff. I like the big chunks. You know, the big chunky cocoa. To me, it holds the water longer. I don't know. I also shake my cocoa too, and I find that it's a little bit cleaner than Recta Chip or Gaps. Gaps and Recta Chip are about the same in the size, consistency, and the dust levels that they got.
Hmm.
You're not gonna get a whole lot out of them, but you shake 10, 15 bucks. You can fill up a good sized tote full of the very
Yeah.
small pieces and almost looks like I
Fibers and
don't
little
know.
chunks.
Yeah, just fibers, and it kind of looks like Eco Earth in a way, like a step
Hmm.
above Eco Earth.
Yeah.
And I actually will take that and use it for my iguana and my monitor.
See, and a
Haven't
lot of
switched my
people,
monitor over to it yet, but that's coming.
and
Right now
it's
he's on dirt.
it's like honestly, I take my old cocoa and like if there's holes in the yard or where like I'm trying to build up an area or something, I honestly dump that bedding right there because you got to
Oh,
think,
your
man, it's
old
water.
Coco.
Yeah, there ain't no reason to.
My
You know what I
wife,
mean? Like
my wife uses it for flowers.
that's what I'm saying. I repurpose it for like old flower beds and compost
Yep.
piles, and like I said, like little divvies in the yard that I need to build up. What I'll do is I'll dig a little, dig it down about that much further. Take that top, so we'll throw it to the side. Fill that cocoa up, smash it down. Fill cocoa up, smash it down, lay it dirt back on top of it. That way, I still got
Yep.
my ground, my soil still. You know what I mean?
Yep. Eventually, that cocoa will rot and become soil.
Oh, exactly. Decompose. And not only that, man, it
Yep.
helps with your grass. You know what I mean? It holds that water retention. And like my
Now what?
old perlite, vermiculite, I'll put it out in an old, what I mean, in my garden plot, flower beds. Even though it's old and used, you know what I mean, from snakes, shit's still gonna hold water.
Right. Now what do
It
you
might
do with
not.
your rat bedding?
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's out. You want to know? A lot of people think I use the rat bedding a lot for compost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
you
I
know how
got
close.
chickens.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. I got dogs, cats, guinea pigs. Another thing I'll use is guinea pig. His bedding, guinea's bedding. That's what I do with it. But you know how close I try to live on the land. You know what I mean? Like I know
Oh
more
yeah.
people do it better and more. I'm just I don't know, man. Like I feel self efficiencies key. You know what I mean? Especially for people like
Yep.
us out here.
Oh yeah. To me,
Night, Heather.
I just dump my bedding out in the field into like a little compost pile, and my chickens go over and they'll spread it out for me.
I mean, they're probably getting. You know what I mean?
They love it.
They
They
honestly,
love
people
it.
don't realize chickens like manure. They
Yep.
pick out the like, for instance, they're probably picking out not broken down food of like pellets and
Yep.
the treats that we give. That's like my wife. She said that me and her was talking, and she's like, "I'm gonna start making homemade treats for the rats." I was like, "Man, I tell you what, man. A week ago, I was like 1375, something like that. Then I checked this morning, and I'm under 1200. I lost almost 200 hours. I don't, you know what I mean.
I don't even want to think about where I'm at.
But thanks, Anthony, for asking. But that's just it's crazy because we're taking old snake bedding, old snake shit, and sheds, and repurposing and all. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Nothing goes to waste.
no, like it's it's the life cycle, man. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
And another thing, because what I do is I got different, like two, three different compost piles, mini
Yeah,
compost piles. Different stages of breakdown and stuff.
you gotta have one for your rat bedding
See, that's what I
because
was thinking.
you get so old trying to bag that stuff up. Then what to do with it after that?
And you can't
I mean,
burn
I
it.
understand it. You live in the city, you have to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, exactly. But
But
we have a luxury, honestly, in that area. We do.
at the same time, if you live in the city, most time there's a dumpster nearby.
Yeah,
Just throw it in that dumpster and be done. But
one good
I'm not
bedding
gonna lie,
change, that dumpster'd be full.
right? Right. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love being able to take it and dump it out in my field and
Not
next
worrying
to my
about it.
pigs, and not have to worry about it. My
Man,
daughter's been helping me do my rats here lately, and she's kind of brought it into the yard just a little bit too far, and I'm like,
just gotta go back
I
out
have to
to
go back out there with a rake and rake it out of my yard. But eh,
headhunters. I use Reptile Express.
yeah, that's what I used to. I used to be ship your reptiles, but man, they're just too dang high.
Honestly, man, I like the with Reptiles Express. You got fair pricing, and if you ship as much as I do, like after a while, you'll get like I think I get 5% off every shipment. You know what I mean? I know 5% ain't a lot, but when you're shipping, up close, sometimes I think this season I seen it like up to 1800 $1,800 in shipping. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that right there at 5%, that helped me out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And but the customer service, man, like they let me know what's going on. Like they actually give me personal phone calls, like, "Hey, what's up, Todd? Your package. This is what happened. Don't worry, we're gonna, Then I've honestly had them give me vouchers to basically to where the shipment got messed up, and they gave me a free shipping or like $30 off the next. You know what I mean? Like a I
Yep.
don't know, like a cushion blow. You know what I mean? Because like they said, I've been using them for years. Like I told them, I'm like, I'm not trying to be a butthead, but I spend a lot of money with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just a live animal we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about him because the one guy that works there, man, he's a keeper, breeder, hobbyist like us, so he knows what we're. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, it all
Speaking of customer service,
and
I tell
hold on
you,
1 second, Rob, to answer his question. Okay, he said, because I see that some say 60 to 100 on shipping and others say a flat rate of 50. Now, see, some can do flat rate of 50 due to the location, or they may have shipped so many animals they got a deal, or, you know
yep.
what I mean? But
Or they'll just price their animal accordingly. Like say their animal is worth 350, but we'll say $50 shipping. I'm gonna sell this animal for 370 now.
see, yeah, exactly.
Yep. But back
I
to the
mean,
customer service. What what did you run through with Sticker Pro? I had running.
uh,
Yeah.
so we all know that I was an ambassador for Sticker Bro, and I placed an order of magnets because you all know I like my business card magnet. You know what I mean? I just think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I like them. And I ordered my wife stickers for her Instagram channel. Well, this was around the time that Sticker Bro beefed them with the reptile community or whatever. And they basically told me, due to the reptile community problems, that they didn't see that an ambassadorship could benefit, anybody at the time. Which, that's cool, that's fine and dandy. You know, didn't care about that. But my thing was, is I ordered these stickers a week before we parted ways. You know what I mean? And I thought we left ways pretty professionally, you know what I'm saying? Because the guy hit me up. He's like, sorry for the confusion again when I wasn't home. You know what I mean? He had some family problems overseas and he wasn't taking care of us. You know what I mean? Left somebody in charge. He apologized. You know what I mean? Like, still want to continue to do business. We'll try to keep working together and stuff like that. So I ordered my stickers and I still got my promotional discount. And dude, it was like never heard none for like 2 months, man. Then I
Right.
keep hitting them up. Not getting no answers. Like, dude, it's driving me crazy. Then I placed an order of stickers from Rockin' Monkey. Made a post, hey man, great customer service, love quality of the stickers. Like you guys knocked it out of the park. Great turnaround because I got them in like 5 days, dude. Proof, shipped, manufactured in 5 days. You know what I mean? Like it was pretty
Yep.
cool. Then I get a message on Instagram talking about from Sticker Bro, like, oh, we see how it is. You know what I mean? Like basically telling me why. I mean, basically like I can't go nowhere else to buy stickers. And of course,
Right.
me, I told him in maybe not so polite way as I'm going to put it. I'm a grown ass man. I do what I want. You know what I mean? Especially when it's my money. And then I
Right.
went into detail letting them know that if you all would have been on your shit, took care of your business, sent me my proof, sent me my stickers, I wouldn't have had to go elsewhere. You know what I mean? I said, if you're not going to send me my stickers, just send me my damn refund. Well, next thing you know, they said, oh, well, you won't answer a proof. I'm like, dude, never received a proof email. You know what I mean? So next thing you
Same thing
know,
happened to me.
so the next thing you know, I get a tracking number. And I'm like, fuck you mean a tracking number? I was like, cool, at least I'm getting my stuff. And then I get my package and I'm like, the magnets, ain't gonna lie, amazing. Loved them. The business card magnet green ones, loved them.
Yeah.
But my wife's sticker, and honestly, if I owned a sticker company and I looked at this image of a sticker, I would hit that person up. Are you sure you would want a sticker looking like this? You know what I mean? Shaped like it is and things. And you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't like they would have physically had to told me, like, yeah, dude, it's cool. Print that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sending anybody a sticker that looks like a, you know what I'm saying? Like seriously, I'm not trying to say the word, but you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like,
Looks like crap. I mean,
well, I'll just put it to you this way. It looked like a body part. Seriously, bro, it looked like a body part.
wow.
And I'm thinking, like, you really going to send that out to somebody? Like, dude, and the writing it was just like a garbage sticker. I didn't even want to send them out. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I ordered her, I want to say 100, and we didn't use none. I literally threw them away because
Wonder, almost wonder if that was on purpose.
now, see, I
'Cause
honestly, at one point in time, I felt that way.
they had a lot of run-ins with people. I was one of them too. Yeah, I switched companies too.
Like, I got two places I use right now: Sticker Mule and then the Let's Make Stickers 19 or something like that.
All right, so I got a question here. What am I hoping to hit in the pairings that I got going on this year? All right, I would say I'm aiming for some chocolate stuff, and because I'm really wanting to go big into the chocolate clown project, uh, I'm always going to hit the pies. I'm always going to hit the bells, but I want to get into the chocolate red jean in that area, and then go heck clown with it. It's just me. I'm really not trying to make anything extraordinary this year. Next year it'll be a different ball game, but this year is more or less like a
Hold back here.
yeah. I'm trying to hit certain things to hold back for
Yes.
the future. If that
Hmm.
makes sense. And I will say that just the this is a basic gene, but the chocolate gene plays a big role in that. So
And play. I mean, I feel chocolate plays a big role in a lot of things. Honestly,
yeah, I
like
don't know if
there's
you've ever seen any fired chocolate.
fire chocolate.
Yeah, man, it's
Not
amazing.
right off the top of my head. Like just it sounds like it. You know what I mean? Because like what the chocolate does in itself, then you got the fire. You know what I mean? Like I like anything with fire. I think fire's a good gene to put with anything. Honestly,
I mean, I'm sure someone's already done made this, but a chocolate fire calico would that not have to be called a s'mores?
dude, check this out, babe. That's a good point. If not, it should be renamed
Right?
Fire Chocolate Calico S'mores. She's laughing her ass off in the background. She
Yeah.
liked that one.
I mean, I think it's
Okay,
brilliant.
we have another question. What's your opinion on the red gene and what it does? Honestly,
Red Jean,
you go first.
to me, what I know the Red Jean is kind of like the cousin to the Blackhead, and it belongs with anything hypo, anything dark, pretty much. And that's what I'm going for with the chocolate. I want to see what the chocolate Red Jean looks like. Uh, and then we're gonna go try to brighten that up with some fire. I mean, that's a good thing about this hobby. You can pick a gene and say, "I want to take this gene to the max," and you
Stack
can
that.
play with it any way. I mean, I'm sure there's genes out there like red gene that would mix well with it, but to me, blackhead, ringer gene, uh, anything dark, Mojave looks
Mhm.
great with it.
I think Mojave goes good with about anything, honestly.
It really does.
Okay, Headhunters Exotic said, to me, seeing the interaction with Red Gene highlights the patternation of any snake, in my opinion. It's like an
Yeah, I
intense
agree.
special gene. Yeah.
Right, right.
For me, the one I really want to hit this year, man, like I want to hit a Bumblebee Sugar. Then I would also, I want to hit Banana Pastavi GHI. I'd also like, this is the one I really want to hit. Like, I want to hit the chocolate pinstripe hidden Gene Woman
Yeah,
special. Because, dude, I really think she's special. And I mean that. I think not like she's a special snake, but I really do see the special gene in her, like when you talk in him
yep.
with the
I
Mojave in the back.
love I love the special gene. I
Like, I
really
like to
do.
see, I like to see that 16 combo.
Yeah, and
But I'm kind of like
I
you
got a
this
nice
year.
special.
What'd you say?
And I said I got a couple nice specials too.
Oh, I know you do.
And
And see,
yeah,
that's the thing. Like this year was just like honestly, man, I just been breeding really to better my collection. to get
I
me.
mean, that's
And that's the whole thing for me. You know what I mean?
as a hobbyist breeder, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying?
And don't get me
I'll be
wrong.
honest with you. I could care less if I sell a snake. It helps pay
Oh
for
yeah.
it. It helps keep the emptiness of the room because I don't want to hold on to every single snake I make.
Then eventually I won't be able to make no more because I won't have the room. I mean, let's keep it realistic.
Right. Right. I've let go of some good snakes that I wish I'd never let go of.
Yes,
But
I agree with that. We've both
it is what it
we've traded
is.
some snakes we both wish we didn't get rid of.
Right.
You know
Amen
what I
to
mean?
that.
But
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
sure
that.
you'd love to have that Pastavi
Oh yeah,
50% head albino.
yeah, of course. 'Cause I got, you know what I mean. I got the rest of the clutch. There's only like two of them that got sold in that whole clutch, and you got one, and I let another buddy get one.
Right.
That's pretty.
And I would say she about prove out because she looks so much different from my other Pastavis. And it's crazy.
Okay, what is your opinion of a NOCO special?
CEO special.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out what that is. Oh,
CEO. What would that be?
that's what I'm sitting here trying to figure out myself, bro. Oh, it's a line of special.
I've never
That's what I was
worked with
honestly.
it.
I've never heard any other line of special, but you know what I mean, the special. Baby, remember me pack cigarettes, please.
Yeah, I've not worked with it. I've not ever heard of it, to be honest with you.
Me neither. I see that's something I'll be looking into today and tomorrow. Well,
Yeah, it's got my
tonight.
attention. Is
Exactly.
it is it like you got your fire, which is amazing in its own right, but then you got the LSLR fire that is like 5 times as amazing as a regular fire.
And then you got your low expression fire. You know what I mean? Like, is
Right.
all
I mean,
effects like is that one of them? Like, okay, it's like the regular special here. You know what I'm saying? Then that NOCO is that here? You know what I mean? Or is it?
right. Like I have a Firefly male that I picked up off Cusco,
Mhm.
and the line of pastel that he used and the line of fire that he used came from top notch people. He's got a super fire that he breeds with a super pastel every year.
Headhunter said, "All
I
I
think it's
do is."
actually
I'm telling you, like,
right,
okay, like you said, he took a high quality pastel line and a high quality fire line and made this super high quality firefly. You know what I mean? Yeah, right,
and
right.
you can see the difference. Don't get me wrong. I got a Firefly I got from Chris. She's beautiful, but I can see
The difference.
she's still hatchling size and she's bright as can be. But I'm telling you, he's over a year old and he is almost twice brighter. It's
Nice.
just, man, he is just smoking. It's just, I don't know, there's something about him. I
I
can't.
mean,
I check my messages, but I mean, I text Brian every now and then, so you know, I'd have to go back through my messages and see exactly what line they are.
yeah.
And I'll tell you, he's one of those big YouTubers that when you talk to him, he doesn't try to brush you off or anything. I mean,
He'll
he'll
talk to
talk
you.
to you. He's
He'll
down to
actually
earth.
give you advice
He's
if you
the
need it.
same guy off camera that he is on camera, and that's what
But
I
I'm
like
sure he's
about him.
got that streak in him if you mess with him, just like about
Oh
anybody.
yeah, oh yeah.
And he'll call it the way he
He'll go
sees it
off.
too. That's what I like about him. You know what I mean? Like he
Right.
calls it the way he sees
He'll go off wine on you.
it. Well, guys, I think it went pretty good for tonight's topic so far. We'll be live tomorrow at 9
Yeah, we
p.m.
can
Right?
do 9. We can
Well,
do 9.
that's what. Oh, I thought we didn't talk about that. Maybe I didn't text you that. I was getting ready to say, well, where I got 9 on Sundays already locked in. You want to keep it or go to 10?
Oh, we can do 9.
Okay.
That'll give some of the earlier birds a chance to
Yeah.
chillax with us. Yep, yep. But
Well,
yeah, we
oh, hunters, man, anytime, bro. We love talking snakes. We're going to start doing a lot of topics, and we got some pretty decent ideals going for this little thing we got going on here, guys. Bear with us, give us time to work out the kinks and get things together.
get our schedule down and
Yeah, like we got some weird schedules, so basically it'll be 1 week. Will be what was it?
I'll be live on Tuesday, and then that Saturday you're live, which is tonight, and then I'll be live tomorrow, Sunday, for my channel, and then Wednesday will be your channel. But then that next weekend I gotta work, so I can't go live. So it would be from Wednesday to the next Tuesday.
I tell you what
Basically,
we'll do. We'll figure them out like 5 lives at a time. You know what I mean? Then I'll post on my community tab. That way everybody's got like a mini schedule. You know what I mean?
you
That
can
way
about bank on every other Tuesday on my channel,
yep.
and then for the opposite week, it's going to be every other Wednesday on TNT's channel.
And then
So it'll be Tuesday my channel, the next week on your channel on Wednesday,
yep.
and then every other weekend.
I mean, once we start like going
It's a
live
set
consistent,
schedule, but
it's just a weird one.
yeah, pretty much we go live when we can.
That's right. We
We
got
got we
Chris, I
got
think
Kirk show.
Thursdays. I kept him on every Thursday that way.
Yep. Which I plan. I don't. We plan to have guests on here. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, man. He'd be more than well. I mean, he wants to come on.
Yep. Oh, you gotta have Kurt on. We
Yeah,
gotta give him hell.
I was. Yeah, I mean, like I want to do guests. I mean, dude, like I want to do like topics. I want to go back to start from scratch. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people, in our chats that they don't know about snakes. So, they're beginning snake keepers.
and seeing that was the thing.
Don't
Like
get me wrong. There's also some very, very experienced keepers in the
yeah, I
chat.
mean, even probably have more experience than me. I'll be honest. You know
Yeah,
what I
they
mean?
do.
Like
I've been
there's a
keeping
lot.
about 10 years, so
I think I
I've
got
been
about seven.
breeding about 4. So, I mean, to
Between me
some
and you.
that
We got
might seem like a
17
lot,
years.
but it's not.
I mean, honestly, you got 17 years of combined experience here keeping snakes. You know what I mean? And that's nothing.
No,
Honestly, it's not. Like
I mean,
it is. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of years experience, but not when some
look at.
dudes know like 40 and 50 years, and they're still like,
I was
dude,
gonna
I love
say, look at Carla. She's got over 60
pass me down.
years experience.
Yeah. Okay, Tom
So,
Crutchfield, he's got over 50, don't he? 50, 60.
yep, yep.
But I mean, and that's one of the big key factors that I tell anybody that's just starting to keep or entertaining the thought of owning a snake
Yep.
is like, you're going to learn something every day. You know what I mean? Like, there is no dumb question. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
the only dumb question is a question you never asked. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Like, Rob, you can contest some of my questions. You're like, dude, you know this answer, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. You know what I mean?
I mean,
And what it is, it's like it just slips your mind sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
right. It will. And that being said, I mean, if you can't learn off of one another, then what are we doing?
exactly. And my thing
You know,
is, and
back in the
there's
old days
very
before YouTube and stuff, nobody shared anything.
no, listen. I remember probably about 25 years ago, my uncle was breeding the rattlesnakes and things like that, the venom, the hot. And back then, bro, they didn't do like other breeders coming to your house and looking at your collection. Like, you looked at each other's collections through photos. I'm
Right.
talking like the Polaroid shake it and it appears photos. And like, and that was one of the things that sparked it for me, man, was like walking down into a snake room and just hearing like 30, 40 rattlesnakes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Oh man, I bet that is kind of chilling.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I still like just sitting here thinking about it. I get hair standing up the back of my neck, my spine shivers. It's like you know what I mean? I hate to say this, but he had it coming to him. He used to like he knew I wasn't scared of snakes. You know what I mean? I was a little dude. I was probably like 7, 8 years old. I'd say he kept
Yeah.
messing with me. He's like, "I'm gonna throw a snake on you." I'm like, "Nah, man, don't do that. Like, don't play like that on." He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do it." He had the snake like it. You know what I mean? Because he just got done taking it, cleaning the clothes and stuff, and he acted like he was going to chuck it at me. And when he did, his grip loosened up just enough, and that thing sunk around, bit him in his thumb, and he's literally missing half a finger because he played games.
You
And
mess with heights, you don't play games.
you know what he said as soon as he did it? That's what I get. You know what I mean? He knew not to do that.
Well, yeah.
Some people learn fast, and they're just naturals at some things. Others are not. Nicely put.
Very true. Very, very true. Well, brother, I think I'm gonna hop off.
Hey, an hour and we got like an hour and 35-minute live. Good information, good content out there. I'm very happy with it, bro.
Heck yeah.
We got to get some.
Glad, glad to be a part of it.
We need to get like Granddaddy Hurts. I tell you, who I'd like to get on there. I don't know if he, since he don't mess with YouTube hardly anymore. Like get old Troy on here.
Oh yeah.
He's got
I
a
could
lot of
probably
knowledge,
talk you
guys.
into it. I
He's
could
got
probably talk you into it for
heck
sure.
yeah. He's got great knowledge, amazing animals, man. Like, and he's been
He
keeping
does.
for what, close to 15? You think, Rob? 12
He's been
easy, I'd
keeping
say.
maybe 15 years or so.
He's been keeping quite a few
He's
years.
been breeding for about 10.
That's what I think. He's been keeping from him.
He's
And
got a nice collection.
I plan on. I want to do some giveaways and stuff like that here too, guys. You know what I mean? It might not be crazy
Yeah.
ass stuff, but you know what I mean. Like, I want to make it fun.
Yeah. Make them spontaneous too.
Yeah, and it's not going to be one of these deals where Joe Blow could come in and swipe something for watching a video. You know what I mean? Like I want my
Like
little
I literally just ordered 50 magnets
nice.
for giveaway type stuff. I'm not just going to hand out my magnets to everybody because let's face it, they're not cheap.
No,
But
thank you, Gypsy Girl. That
we'll
means a
do
lot.
giveaways.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy, we'll see you later, hon. Have a good one.
Thank you guys for your support tonight. We will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. on the KY Constrictor channel, guys.
Yes, sir.
Hey, has any of my links been showing up in my lives where I put them at the bottom in the descriptions? Anybody know?
I can't see it. I'll check it after this.
Okay, because I checked with my wife and I didn't see none of them.
Sometimes it'll do all that after it processes.
Okay. Well,
So I
man.
will check back in the morning and see. But
Okay. Like I said, guys, thank you all. If you're not subscribed to me and Rob, you can go check Rob out over KY Constrictors and Exotics. And of course, you can find me with the red and blue eye. That's the easy way to put it. It's me.
over at
Guys,
TNT Balls.
yeah. Well, guys, you know what to do. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. on his channel, guys. We love y'all.
That's
We'll
right.
see y'all later. Peace, you guys.
That's the backwoods ballers saying out.
That's it, the Backwoods Ballers. I keep forgetting that part. Thanks, brother.
There
That's
you
what
go.
teamwork.
All right. Have a good one.
Later, y'all. Night.